Prompt Engineering, presented by AI Audiobook. This book teaches you how to write powerful prompts that get the best results from AI, whether you're a beginner or a professional using AI to grow your business. You'll learn proven techniques, real examples, and strategies to use AI like a creative partner. If you want to jump to specific chapters, use the timestamps in the description below. Let's start. Chapter 1: The Art and Science of Prompting. Artificial intelligence has become one of the most revolutionary tools of our time. It's changing how we write, think, create, plan, and build. But behind every great AI result, there's something more powerful than the technology itself. There's a well-written prompt. The way we speak to AI, the instructions we give it, the clarity we use, and the structure we follow determine how useful the output will be. In short, AI is only as good as the way we talk to it. This is the heart of prompt engineering. Now, when most people think of AI, they imagine a machine that just understands everything you ask. You type something in and it gives you magic. But that's not how it works. AI, especially large language models like ChatGPT, are not mind readers. They are pattern recognizers. They respond to structure. They follow cues. If your input is vague, the output will be messy. If your input is clear, the output becomes powerful. That's why learning to prompt well is not just helpful, it's essential. Prompting is both an art and a science. It's a science because it follows patterns and logic. You can test, refine, and repeat. But it's also an art because it requires creativity, communication, and understanding your audience. Writing a great prompt is like giving direction to a very smart assistant who wants to help, but only if you speak their language. That language is structure, clarity, and intention. Let's think of a simple real-life example. Imagine you're asking someone to paint a picture for you. You could say, paint something nice, but what will you get? You might get a mountain, a sunset, a dog, or something you didn't expect at all. But if you say, paint a landscape with mountains during golden hour, with a river in the foreground and warm orange lighting, now the person knows exactly what you want. It's the same with AI. General input gives general results. Specific input gives specific value. Now take that concept and apply it to any field. Let's say you're a content creator. You need a script for a video. You could tell the AI, write a script for my YouTube video. But what kind of video? For what audience? In what tone? With what call to action? On the other hand, you could say, write a 2-minute YouTube script introducing my productivity app for remote workers. Keep the tone friendly and energetic. End with a call to download the app and try the free version. That's prompting done right. Professionals who learn this skill begin to see AI differently. Instead of using it as a simple writing assistant, they start to see it as a partner, a tool that responds to the quality of the questions. And like any tool, it needs a skilled operator. Prompt engineering is the ability to think clearly, communicate with purpose, and give AI the guidance it needs to perform at its best. One of the core truths about AI is this: it does not think like a human. It does not guess your intentions. It simply completes language based on patterns it has learned. That means if you leave room for confusion, it will fill in the blanks however it sees fit. But if you give it context, if you assign a role, if you specify the tone, the format, the goal, it will often exceed your expectations. This is not about knowing coding or programming. Prompt engineering is a communication skill. It's about giving great instructions. It's about understanding how to frame your ask in a way the AI can digest and respond to effectively. And once you learn that, it opens the door to every kind of use: writing, planning, teaching, summarizing, researching, brainstorming, automating, and so much more. Some people ask, why should I learn this if AI is just going to get smarter? The answer is simple. As AI grows more powerful, your ability to guide it becomes even more important. Imagine owning a race car without knowing how to drive. The car may be amazing, but you still need the skill to operate it. Prompt engineering gives you that control. And here's something else to understand. Prompting is not just about what you ask, it's about how you think. The better you structure your thoughts, the better you'll structure your prompts. That's why the most effective AI users are also good communicators. They know what they want, and they know how to explain it. They don't just say, give me ideas. They say, give me 5 creative Instagram caption ideas for a coffee brand targeting young professionals who love minimalism. See the difference? One is vague, the other is clear, focused, and designed for success. This book will show you how to do that consistently. You'll learn how to build prompts from scratch, how to assign roles, how to set the right tone, how to format your requests, and how to adapt your prompts to different goals. You'll also learn how to think like a strategist, not just a user, so you can get more done in less time with better results. In this new world where AI is at your fingertips, your prompts are your superpower. They turn ideas into execution. They transform goals into content. They take pressure off your mind and turn your thinking into action. Whether you're just starting out or you're deep into your profession, learning prompt engineering will change the way you work and think forever. Now that you understand the mindset and value behind great prompting, we're ready to go deeper. In the next chapter, we'll break down the core ingredients of a great prompt, what to include, how to write it, and how to avoid the mistakes that lead to weak output. Chapter 2. Core elements of a great prompt. Writing a prompt may seem like a simple act, just type what you want and hit enter. But behind every high-quality result is a structure, a way of thinking, and a method that turns general instructions into clear direction. Prompt writing isn't guesswork, it's a skill. And like any skill, it has core elements that make it work. If you understand these elements, you can guide the AI with confidence and get the kind of output that saves you time, sharpens your message, and expands your creative ability. There are 4 key components that make a prompt great: the task, the context, the tone, and the format. Think of these as the 4 legs of a strong table. If one is missing, the table wobbles. If all 4 are included, you have a solid base that can support almost anything. Let's begin with the task. This is the action you want the AI to take. It could be write a product description, summarize this article, generate content ideas, or edit this paragraph to sound more professional. But here's the trick. The more clearly you define the task, the better the result. If you simply say, help me with marketing, the AI doesn't have enough to work with. But if you say, write 3 persuasive taglines for a meal planning app targeting busy parents, now the task is specific, focused, and ready to deliver useful output. The second element is context. This is the background or details that the AI needs in order to do the task well. For example, if you ask it to write an Instagram caption promoting a new product, it needs to know what the product is, who it's for, what features to highlight, and the tone of your brand. Let's compare 2 prompts. One says, write a caption for a water bottle. That's vague. But another says, write a short Instagram caption promoting a smart water bottle designed for athletes. Highlight its hydration reminders, app sync feature, and eco-friendly materials. That's context. That's how you guide the AI's attention. Next comes tone. This is the personality or voice you want the content to carry. Do you want it to sound friendly, professional, casual, witty, excited, calm, persuasive, or bold? AI is capable of all of these, but only if you ask. Without tone, the result can feel generic, but with tone, the result feels aligned with your brand or audience. For example, say you want to create a welcome message for new users. You could say, write a friendly and confident welcome email for new users joining our online writing course. Just by adding tone, the AI knows the emotional atmosphere you want to create. The final element is format. This tells the AI what shape or structure to use. Do you want a paragraph, a list, a tweet, a caption, a video script? Format gives the AI boundaries. It helps you get content that's already halfway to the finish line. For example, you could say, write a product description in 2 short paragraphs, using persuasive language and ending with a call to action. Now the AI knows how to deliver, not just what to deliver. Let's bring all 4 of these elements together with a single example. Write a short, persuasive Instagram caption promoting a smart water bottle designed for athletes. Highlight its hydration reminders and eco-friendly materials. Use an energetic and friendly tone. Keep the caption under 100 words. In that one sentence, you've defined the task, provided context, set the tone, and requested a format. That's a professional level prompt. Now let's go deeper. There's another element that often separates average prompts from powerful ones, and that's role assignment. This means telling the AI who to act as while performing the task. You're not just asking for an output, you're giving the AI a point of view. For example, instead of just saying, write an email, you say, act as a professional copywriter. Write a persuasive email promoting our new time management course for freelancers. Use a confident tone and end with a strong call to action. That one change, assigning a role, immediately elevates the output. And yes, this works across all kinds of tasks. If you're writing blog intros, say, act as an SEO specialist. If you're generating product names, say, act as a brand strategist. If you're crafting scripts, say, act as a creative storyteller. Role assignment taps into the patterns and knowledge the AI has from those specific professional voices. Let's now talk about goal-based prompting. Different goals require different kinds of prompts. If your goal is to create content, your prompt should focus on the topic, audience, tone, and format. If your goal is to brainstorm ideas, the prompt should invite creativity and variety. For example, instead of saying, give me content ideas, try, list 10 unique YouTube video ideas for a wellness coach teaching digital detox habits. That goal is clear. The AI has a target. If your goal is summarization, focus on clarity and purpose. For instance, you might say, summarize this article into 3 bullet points for someone who only has 1 minute to read. That sentence defines the task, context, tone, and format, all in a natural way. Now here's a practical formula that brings all of this together. Act as a content marketer. Write a short blog introduction for a new meal planning app designed for busy professionals. Use a persuasive but relaxed tone. Structure it in 2 short paragraphs and highlight how it helps users save time and stay healthy. This kind of prompt saves editing time, aligns with your message, and makes the AI perform like a teammate, not just a tool. Let's not forget about boundaries. Be clear about word count, number of ideas, or specific exclusions. You could say, keep it under 100 words, or avoid using buzzwords like game-changing or revolutionary. The more specific your limits, the cleaner the output. Here's another useful approach, prompt layering. This means starting with one prompt to generate raw material, then refining it step by step. For instance, you could say, list 5 angles for promoting a productivity tool. Then, based on your favorite idea, you continue with, now write a persuasive Facebook ad script based on angle number 2. Keep the tone friendly and focused on remote workers. With layering, you don't need to get everything in one prompt. You build the output in stages, and that gives you creative control. Let's quickly review the biggest mistakes to avoid. The first is being too vague. AI needs direction. The second is cramming too many ideas into one prompt. Focus on one clear outcome at a time. And the third is assuming the first draft is the final one. Think of the AI as a collaborator. Ask it to revise, improve, or simplify. The best results often come in round 2 or 3. To wrap this chapter, here's a full example of a high-quality prompt using everything we've discussed. Act as a product copywriter. Write a short description for a new standing desk designed for remote workers. Use a confident, informative tone. Keep it under 60 words and present it in one short paragraph. Highlight its ergonomic design, adjustable height, and minimalist aesthetic. This kind of prompt is what separates casual users from professionals. When you consistently use task, context, tone, format, and role assignment, you stop guessing and start creating on purpose. In the next chapter, we'll dive fully into role assignment, showing you how to frame AI's identity to unlock deeper creativity and sharper thinking. Chapter 3: Role Assignment and Advanced Framing. Every time you write a prompt, you're giving the AI a task. But what many people overlook is that you're also deciding who the AI becomes while doing that task. This subtle shift in perspective, assigning the AI a role, can completely change the quality of the response you receive. It's one of the most powerful tools in prompt engineering, and once you learn to use it, your prompts will feel sharper, more intelligent, and far more useful. Think of it this way. AI has been trained on the voices, tones, and patterns of countless professions. It knows how a marketer speaks. It understands how a teacher explains things. It can mimic a lawyer's reasoning, a doctor's precision, or a coach's encouragement. When you say act as a professional copywriter or you are a social media strategist, the AI pulls from everything it has learned about that role and tailors its output to match. Let's say you're writing a prompt like, write a paragraph about the benefits of journaling. The AI will give you a decent answer. But if you write, act as a life coach, write a paragraph encouraging young adults to journal daily to improve emotional clarity and focus, the quality of the response dramatically improves. It now has a voice, a purpose, and a clear target audience. That's the power of assigning a role. But role assignment alone isn't the full picture. To take your prompting to the next level, you need to combine it with framing. Framing means giving the AI a specific situation or context that influences how it should approach the task. You're not just asking for content, you're setting the stage. You're telling the AI the mood, the audience's mindset, the moment in time, or the purpose behind the message. For example, instead of saying, write an email promoting a course, you could say, you are a senior marketing strategist. Write a last chance email for a remote productivity course aimed at freelancers who are on the fence about joining. Use a persuasive, energetic tone and include a strong call to action. That framing gives the AI so much more to work with. The result won't just be more useful, it will feel real and on brand. Here's another example. Instead of just saying, summarize this article, try this. You are a tech journalist summarizing this article for busy startup founders. Use a concise, no-fluff tone and highlight only the most actionable insights. That one sentence changes the structure, tone, and usefulness of the output. It shows how precise framing can transform even basic requests. Role assignment and framing work best together. The role tells the AI who to be. The framing tells it what situation it's in. This combination creates content that feels focused, human, and deeply aligned with your goals. You're not just giving the AI a task. You're handing it a character and a stage. There are even advanced techniques you can use within this method. You can assign multiple roles in one prompt. For instance, you might say, act as both a UX designer and a conversion specialist. Review this landing page and suggest 3 improvements. The AI will merge those perspectives and respond with layered high-value insights. You can also create dynamic role-play scenarios. For example, ask the AI to first act as a skeptical customer, then switch to a brand representative to respond to that concern. This method helps simulate real conversations and prepare persuasive replies. You can even imply a role without naming it directly. Phrases like, write this as if you're an expert advisor, or explain it like you're teaching a beginner in high school, also help the AI shift gears. Whether direct or indirect, the message is the same. Give the AI a mindset, and it will deliver more thoughtful and accurate content. The most common mistake people make is skipping this entirely. They ask AI to complete a task without telling it who it should be. The result often feels bland, general, or out of sync with the intended audience. But when you give the AI a role and frame its task with purpose, you get responses that feel like they were crafted by someone who truly understands the assignment. Let's summarize the takeaway this way. If you want your AI output to sound like it came from a real expert, then treat the AI like one. Don't just tell it what to do. Tell it who to be, what the situation is, who it's speaking to, and what kind of voice to use. When you do this consistently, prompt writing stops being a guessing game and becomes a system that works every time. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to shift your prompts based on your specific goals. Whether you're brainstorming, writing, teaching, analyzing, or summarizing, each type of goal needs a slightly different structure. But for now, start practicing this. Every time you write a prompt, ask yourself, who should the AI become? What role should it play? You'll be amazed at the difference it makes. Chapter 4. Prompting for different goals. When you sit down to write a prompt, the most important question you can ask is this: what is my goal? Not all prompts are created for the same purpose. Some are meant to generate content, others to summarize ideas, plan strategies, solve problems, or even simulate conversations. If you don't know what you want, the AI won't know either. But once you define your goal, you can shape your prompt to match it, unlocking far more accurate, helpful, and creative results. Imagine you're using AI as your assistant. Would you say, help me with something, and expect a perfect answer? Of course not. You'd say, I need help writing a script, or can you summarize this blog post? AI works the same way. It needs clear direction, and that direction depends on what you're trying to achieve. Understanding the different types of goals helps you write better prompts and get results that actually move your work forward. Let's start with one of the most common goals: content creation. Whether you're writing emails, blog posts, product descriptions, or social media captions, your prompt needs to clearly tell the AI what content to create, for whom, and in what tone or format. If you're vague, the output will be vague. But if you're specific, if you say, write a product description for a standing desk designed for remote workers using a persuasive but relaxed tone, you'll get something much closer to what you imagined. Next is summarization. When your goal is to take a large piece of text and reduce it into key takeaways, your prompt must prioritize clarity and focus. Instead of saying, summarize this, a better prompt would be, summarize this article into 3 bullet points for someone who doesn't have time to read it, and highlight the most surprising insight. Now you've told the AI exactly what to do, how to format it, and who it's for. That one sentence makes a big difference. Another powerful use case is ideation. Sometimes you don't need a full article or finished message, you just want ideas. Titles, angles, hooks, questions, headlines, or creative approaches. These prompts should open up possibilities rather than lock into one style. For example, you might say, give me 10 unique YouTube video ideas for a beginner-friendly tech channel. You're asking for quantity, creativity, and variety. In this case, the prompt needs to be loose enough to inspire exploration, but still grounded in the right direction. Now consider planning or strategy. These prompts aim to help you structure, prioritize, or solve a problem. Let's say you're launching a product. Instead of saying, help me plan, you can say, act as a product launch consultant. Create a basic 4-week plan to promote a new fitness app, targeting busy professionals. You've given the AI a role, a goal, a time frame, and an audience. That's a strategic prompt, and it tells the AI to think like a planner, not just a writer. There are also educational prompts, where your goal is to understand, learn, or explain something. For example, you might say, explain how blockchain works to a high school student using a simple metaphor. The task is explanation, the audience is clear, and the tone is adjusted for comprehension. Educational prompts work best when you focus on clarity, simplicity, and analogies. Then we have troubleshooting. You might be stuck on a problem, technical, creative, or strategic, and want the AI's input. In that case, your prompt should present the issue with enough context for the AI to suggest a solution. For instance, I run a freelance design business, and my leads are slowing down. What are 3 creative strategies I can try to get new clients? You're not just saying, help me, you're describing the challenge, the business type, and the desired outcome. Even prompts for role play and conversation have their own goals. These are great for simulating interviews, practicing customer service, or creating character dialogue. If that's your goal, be clear in the setup. You might say, pretend to be a skeptical customer asking about our return policy. I'll respond as a support agent. That prompt creates a scenario and gives the AI clear instructions on how to respond. Now here's the key. When your prompt matches your goal, the AI becomes much more useful. But when your prompt is too general, or the goal is not clearly stated, the output often feels off. This is why so many people get poor results. They blame the AI, but in truth the prompt wasn't shaped by the right goal. So how do you get better at this? Start by practicing one simple habit. Before writing any prompt, pause and ask yourself, what am I trying to accomplish here? Then shape the rest of your prompt around that answer. Are you trying to inform, entertain, persuade, summarize, generate ideas, or plan something? Be honest about your goal, then let it guide your structure. Here's a helpful tip. You can include the goal right in the prompt. For example, your goal is to help me brainstorm 5 unique business name ideas for a brand focused on minimalist design. Or, your task is to explain the concept of inflation in under 150 words for a general audience. This style works well because it gives AI purpose and precision in one sentence. Another smart approach is combining goals across steps. For example, first ask for ideas. Then, based on one of those ideas, ask the AI to write a paragraph. Then, ask for a version with a friendlier tone. These are all different goals: idea generation, writing, tone adjustment, handled in a sequence. When you stack goals like this, the AI becomes a more powerful collaborator. Prompting for different goals isn't just a technique, it's a mindset. It teaches you to think clearly about what you want and communicate it effectively. Once you understand the goal, the prompt becomes easy. And when the prompt becomes easy, your work becomes faster, sharper, and more scalable. The best prompt engineers don't just know how to write. They know what they're aiming for before they begin. That's what makes the difference between average results and outputs that truly serve a purpose. So next time you sit down to work with AI, ask yourself, what do I need right now? Then write the prompt that delivers it. Chapter 5: Building Your Prompt Library. Whether you're a business owner, content creator, freelancer, or total beginner exploring the power of artificial intelligence, having a personal prompt library transforms your workflow. It becomes a toolkit you can reach for at any time, filled with proven prompts that deliver reliable results. A prompt library is your personal collection of high-performing prompts you've tested and refined over time. Think of it like a recipe book. You don't want to figure out the ingredients every time you cook your favorite meal. You want to open the page, follow what works, and serve it confidently. In the same way, when you're writing headlines, generating scripts, crafting emails, or designing social posts, you don't want to start from scratch every time. You want prompts that already work. Your own go-to examples that you can slightly adjust and run again. Successful AI users don't just write good prompts. They reuse and improve them. They think systematically. Instead of reinventing the wheel, they refine what already works. That's how you produce better results in less time. It's how you get consistency in tone, structure, and style across everything you create. And most importantly, it frees your mind to focus on the message, the audience, and the creative strategy, because the structure is already handled. Start by identifying the tasks you use AI for most often. Maybe you write Instagram captions, generate YouTube outlines, create blog intros, write product descriptions, or craft ad copy. Whatever it is, take your best prompt for each task and save it somewhere. Keep it simple. For example, you might save a prompt like this. Write a short and friendly Instagram caption to promote a minimalist travel backpack designed for digital nomads. Mention its lightweight design and anti-theft zippers. That's a clear and focused prompt that can be reused whenever you're promoting a product to a similar audience. As your library grows, you'll notice some prompts can be reused across different projects. A social caption prompt might work for emails with a few changes. A blog outline prompt might work for video scripts. This cross-application saves energy and unlocks creativity. You start to build patterns. And those patterns form your own personal system for generating high-quality content on demand. To organize your prompts, use whatever tool fits your workflow. You can use a simple Google Doc, a Notion dashboard, or even a folder of saved text files. Some people use spreadsheet tools to tag prompts by category, goal, or client. Others include the original prompt alongside the AI's response to compare what worked best. What matters most is that your prompt library is searchable, accessible, and easy to use. The moment you need a prompt, you should know exactly where to find it. One useful method is to write prompts with flexible parts that you can easily swap out. For example, instead of rewriting an entire email prompt every time, keep the structure the same and just change the topic, audience, or product. Let's say you often write welcome emails. You can use something like this. Write a warm, professional welcome email for new customers who just signed up for our online course. Mention one key benefit and invite them to explore the dashboard. That same structure can be used again and again by changing the course name or benefit, but the framework stays solid. Another important habit is versioning. As you test and improve your prompts, keep track of the versions that perform best. You might notice that a small change in phrasing, like saying friendly but direct instead of just friendly, makes a difference. Save the version that gave you the most accurate result and label it as your go-to prompt for that task. That way, you're not just guessing next time. You're evolving based on what's proven. Also, don't be afraid to keep your failed prompts. They teach you valuable lessons. Maybe a prompt was too vague. Maybe it mixed tones or asked for too much in one go. Save that version with a note about why it didn't work. This helps you avoid repeating the same mistakes and sharpens your instincts for what makes a prompt effective. If you're working with a team, a prompt library becomes even more powerful. You can share best-performing prompts with teammates so everyone produces consistent, high-quality results. If you're a freelancer or agency, you can use your prompt library to standardize how you deliver work across different clients, ensuring efficiency and professionalism at every step. One of the best ways to scale your creativity is to create templates inside your prompt library. These are structured prompts with clear sections like task, tone, audience, and output format. You can quickly copy the template, adjust the details, and get going. For instance, you might have a template like, write a persuasive one-paragraph product description for a new tech gadget designed for busy professionals. Use a confident, solution-focused tone and highlight the most practical feature. By slightly tweaking that prompt, you can create dozens of variations without losing structure or clarity. Prompt libraries also support long-term growth. As AI evolves and your needs change, your library becomes a record of what worked for your business or creative projects at each stage. You're not relying on memory or starting fresh. You're building a reliable toolkit that helps you move faster, think smarter, and maintain quality, even under pressure. In time, you'll start seeing prompt writing not just as a skill, but as a craft. You'll notice how changing one instruction changes the whole tone. You'll get better at predicting what kind of language works best for different goals. And you'll start designing prompts like you're designing tools. Built for precision, built for speed, and built to help you win. The truth is, a well-organized prompt library is a competitive advantage. Most people never think to save their best prompts, let alone optimize them. But if you do, you'll move faster, create better content, and spend far less time stuck or rewriting. So build your library, grow it one prompt at a time. Test, refine, and reuse. Turn your best ideas into repeatable, reliable workflows, and let your prompt library become your creative engine, driving your work forward day after day.